stepping on their necks. I'm really him. Louis leather vest, trim, running up a check, stacking them.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Keith's Hot Takes. And on today's show, I got a very special guest on the show with me. I got my guy Vonnie. Vonnie, how you doing today, man?
Doing all right. I had to do the cat, you know what I mean? Had to do the cat salute, you know what I mean? No, I'm doing all right, brother. How you doing? I'm getting my walking in after work, man. After a long day, still gotta get that mile in. Well, at least mile, I should say.
Oh yes, sir. That salute didn't go too well for Cat because
Oh nah. Them boys at the crib.
but I'm doing good. Can't complain. So on today's show, me and Vonnie, we got to talk about some shocking news on Ramily Only first, and then we're gonna get into the NBA Finals, which starts in less than 24 hours.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so let's go ahead and let 21 Savage welcome us into Ramily Only, and then when we get back, we got to talk about some big news that happened Sunday, Vonnie.
Yep.
21, can you do something for me? 21.
So welcome back to Ramily Only. And I never thought we would be having this conversation, but it's done happened.
Mm-hmm.
So Vonnie, Sunday at 11:40 a.m., it was announced that Coach Hill is leaving West Ham State for Maryland Eastern Shore University. So what was your reaction to to that? And who do you think should be our next coach?
So my initial reaction definitely caught me off guard because I was at work. Wasn't expecting to see that, especially like, and I'm gonna take this quote from DJ Trails. He had said on there they had a live YouTube just a couple of days ago. You don't usually expect this late in the college basketball off season. You know what I mean, and things like that. You usually see this like soon as the NCAA tournament's over. You feel me? Right in the middle of the first round ish of the NBA playoffs, not a couple days before the final start. So that definitely caught me off guard. So I'm sad to see him go, but I know he's going off more money, obviously. You feel me? Money calls. Everybody wants to go when they get a promotion. Division 1 gets to show his coaching talents on another level. So I'm definitely rooting for coach in those regards. And now who I want as the next head coach. It's only one person for the job, man. Mr. Wakeef and Bazemore, baby. Alum, Hall of Famer. No CI basketball is already an assistant for Shaw. You know what I mean? And then he's great. He's a great recruiter. It's a lot of recruits that he couldn't grab because, Shaw is Shaw. But he's at Winston now. Changed that whole dynamic. So definitely going for Wakeef to come on the board, man.
I've seen a couple of alums said they want Wakeef as the new coach. So we have to see about that. I as well. I was shocked. I remember when I saw Brian Hall from Channel Two post that Coach Hill was leaving. My initial reaction was what, with a bunch of shocked faces, because it came out of left field. I mean, like you said, you usually don't see something like this in the beginning of June. uh,
And June 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah. So it kind of puts us behind the eight ball because we have to hire a new coach quickly because already yesterday we lost two recruits. We lost our best player, our best returning player, KC Shaw. He unfortunately entered the transfer portal. And then one of our commits that was going to come in and be a big impact player for us, Wesley Tubbs, he decided
yeah.
to reopen his recruitment after the recent coaching changes. So uh, it it's going to be intriguing to see who they hire. It's a job that a lot of coaches should want. I mean, we we have a historical program,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a lot of talent. The cupboard is not bare. We just got to retain the talent, and I think once
Yeah.
we land the coach, I think the coach, that's the first thing they have to do is try to keep the players that we have. I don't really have any coaches that I would want. As a new coach, I just want a coach that's a proven winner, understands our culture, understands that,
Yep.
we're all about winning championships and making deep runs in the playoffs. And I just don't want us to, fall off. And, I want us to just keep building on what we've been doing under Coach
Exactly.
Hill. because before he took over, we had that I think it was 22 season,
And yeah, I
and
was in school during those times. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
yeah,
Yeah.
but one thing I want our new coach to understand is, regardless if we're 5-22 or 22-5, games is gonna be packed because every game was packed that year, regardless of
Yep.
our
Every
record.
game, every games will be packed, regardless of if it's above 500, below 500. It don't matter. You got one of the most loyal fan base in all of the CI.
And I definitely would have to say I think it's the best environment in the CI because other teams they usually don't have crowds like we have unless they're playing a rival or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
regardless of who we're playing, the CE Game Center is going to be packed. So
That thing
uh,
rocking. Even December break, you know what I mean? It might not be packed, but it's gonna be packed. You're gonna get
oh,
some people in them stands for sure. Because I'm one of them. I'm always going to one of them December break games.
oh yes, because that's when we need alums to chip in because the kids have went home for Christmas break and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
um,
Exactly. Yep. That's when the alums that's in a local area need to come out and support them.
yes, sir. So one thing I'm intrigued to see is if Winston State will decide to keep Ricky Wilson, who is currently our interim coach. He was on Coach Hill's staff. I'm intrigued to
Mm-hmm.
see if they just decide to let him coach this year and then, see how he does this year because we're so late into the game and he's been under Coach Hill. He knows what's expected of our basketball program. So he has a lot of experience. I remember the show that you were talking about the other day where DP, uh, Trails, B Dot, and Stephen Gaither, they were on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube podcast about the Coach Hill and the state of Winston State basketball program. And, that was something they mentioned, do they let him coach this year, see how he does, and then maybe try to have a national search after next season since we're so late into
Yeah.
since it's so
It
late.
would it would make the most sense, like strategic wise, and but if you do make a decision, you just got to make. Excuse me. The decision just has to be the right decision if you're going to make this decision in this time frame, or if you want to take a longer search, like you said, let Coach Wilson do his thing this year. Let's see what he could do as head coach. You know what I mean? He was under Coach Hill for so long. So, you know what I mean? We like coaches from other coaching trees. So,
Yeah, and Coach Wilson and Coach Lance, they brought in some dogs the last couple of years recruiting.
mm-hmm.
So maybe that could help us keep KC and some of the other guys that we recently lost.
Yeah.
So I think that would be intriguing to see what happens. But like you said, I'm happy for Coach Hill because, as a D2 coach, if you're doing well, if you're winning games, those D1 jobs are going to come calling. And unfortunately,
That phone gonna ring. Yep.
it's hard to pass up because he's probably going to make double what he was making in Winston State or more.
For
So
sure. Yep. For
um,
sure.
I know Coach Hill is going to turn Maryland Eastern Shore back into a winning program because they have not been good. Uh,
Yeah.
so so
Heard they only won like 4 games last year.
I think it was 9. I think, and they may have won like only 4 conference games. I think that's what you. But yeah,
Yeah,
they didn't
something.
do a lot of
Yeah.
winning.
Mm-hmm.
So good luck to Coach Hill. We'll definitely miss him. I just hate it happened so late.
Yeah, I know.
That's probably the
I
only thing
know.
that's kind of upset me. But
Best of luck, but like you said, we hate to see him go.
yes, because well, we've done some winning under Coach Hill. You didn't have to. I didn't have to worry most nights with Coach Hill on the sideline because
Mm-hmm.
he really turned our basketball program around. Sure.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, Vonnie. So let's go ahead and talk about the NBA. Let's go ahead and talk about the NBA Finals now. So before we do that, let's recap the Game 5 between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks. As we know, I don't know what was going on with the Timberwolves in a do or die game. They came out so flat at home. Luca went crazy. He had 20 points in the first quarter, and he was just talking
Mm-hmm.
crazy to the Timberwolves fans and to the
Yep.
Timberwolves. So, what was your reaction to that series? Because I was just shocked at how Minnesota was so outmatched, especially late in the clutch.
I would definitely say, like, man, I expected that series to go at least 6, maybe even 7. just because I thought it was a better matchup, as opposed to just different things. You know what I mean? I expected this thing to be exciting, entertaining. You know what I mean, from both teams, but it was a letdown from the on the Timberwolves side, man. Like the Mavericks, Luka came out on a mission. Luka came out on a mission. Kyrie came out on a mission. They're locked in right now, ready to go. As opposed to in regards to Game 5, I should say, I can't. I don't even know what words can describe how Luka came out in that first quarter, man. Because it was just like, bro. Every time you look up, Luka scoring. Then it's the Timberwolves trying to score. They miss. Luka scoring. Timberwolves might score. Luka scoring. Like he outscored them by himself in the first quarter. Like that's just mind blowing to me. And it just shows like Luka has definitely stepped up from that star to superstar. When it comes to that, when it comes to those conversations, just for the simple fact, because I remember, I think it was about 2, 3 years ago, everybody was trying to, put that superstar title on Luka so early. You know what I mean? But, it might just be too early. We're giving out the superstar title too loosely. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna speak on the Edwards and his little commercial that he had. You feel me? Like all Cameron said was that, what I mean, you're not a superstar yet. And he's proven that he's not there yet. You feel me? He will get there. He has the
Sure.
potential. He has the skills. He has everything, and he will get there. Just not there yet. You feel me? You ran into Kyrie and Luka. Kyrie's in a different bag right now. Kyrie finally got he like we're thrown. We was rushed. Everybody was going to say that, oh, Kyrie and Luka wouldn't work after not even a not even a half a season together last year. You feel me? They were together like not even a full half a season. So this is their first full season together, bro. We see what they could do, man. That's magic. That's magic. We witnessing, man. And I'm going for the Mavs in 6. With
Oh
that
my.
being said, yes, the Mavs in 6. That with that being said, I'm taking Luka and Kyrie over Tatum and Brown this
Oh wow.
series, yo. And I just think Lively and Gafford, like KP will be cool down there, but I just think Lively and Gafford are just way too athletic and just there'll be too much on the glass for both Horford and KP. KP's still. I know he's not 100%. I know he's not 100%. So Gafford and Lively, they see fresh meat. They ready to eat. Them boys see chopped liver. Them boys ready.
Oh man. But one thing I think was the biggest difference in this series between the Timberwolves and Mavericks, it was like the Celtics and Pacers series. The Mavericks and the Celtics, when it was winning time and it was time to close these games out, they took their game to a whole different level. And the
Mm-hmm.
problem the Timberwolves had was Cat and Anthony Edwards. They never showed up and matched Kyrie and Luka except for that one
Yep.
game, Game 4. Other than that, we didn't even know they was on the floor because they
Yeah.
they they just I don't know what went on in those winning
It was
moments.
really it was really more a Cat thing too. Cat really didn't show up in the conference finals.
It was sad.
He had bad home games. Like you're at home, these are your rings. You feel
Yes,
me?
it's crazy.
He's having bad home games. So like if you got Kyrie and Luka and then everybody else doing the thing for the Mavs and then it's just Anthony Edwards, you can't do that. Like it's a team versus one at that point. And say we're best, like we didn't show up. We didn't
For
show up
sure.
for our best games. So
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but those first two series, we kind of saw a different Anthony Edwards. In this series, it's like he kind of was a little too nice. He wasn't, talking like he had been in those first two series, and
mhm.
the aggressiveness wasn't there. But I agree with you about Cat. I don't know what because
We
he
can
go ahead.
go ahead, keep going.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, Cat. He had the mismatch on PJ Washington, but he didn't take advantage. Too often, he
Hmm.
was standing out on the 3-point line, and he wasn't attacking the rim. And I think if he had did that more, this would have been a whole different series.
Exactly. And we could call it what it is too with Ant. I can say Ant was gassed.
For
Ant
sure,
probably got gassed because how many games did Ant play this year? I think he played damn near all the games. Like if not all, then 80 to 90% of the games. Like it's rare that we saw Ant on the injury report.
for
You feel
sure.
me? And then he just played every playoff game. So I'm gonna call it what it is. He was probably gassed. You feel me?
But
That he's human. Yeah, he's 22. Yeah, he's young, but still, like I hate when people say, "Oh, you're young. We still get tired." Like we're still human beings. Like stop that. We're young. Yes, we have more. Our energy bar is longer, but we still get tired. Like we still get gassed out too. Like I be hating that sometimes, but no, I'm gonna call it what it is. He was probably gassed.
For
He's more
sure.
than likely probably gassed. Yeah,
Because that 7 game series, it probably did take a lot out of Ant.
yeah,
Going
and
seven against
going against the reigning champs. Exactly. He didn't have the same lift.
so, and I think the Timberwolves they failed to adjust because I think they needed to play Rudy Gobert a lot less in this series because he could not guard
Mm-hmm.
anybody on the Mavericks. They were
No.
they were cooking him. I think they should have played Nas Reed more because I think he's more athletic and he can move better
Mm-hmm.
against the Mavs who they don't really Lively and Gafford. They're more small centers. They're not like tall centers. They're more
Yeah.
athletic centers. So I think you needed to play a little smaller they they waited too late to go small. So
Definitely, it was definitely piss poor adjustments in those regards. And then it was just like you said, Nas Reed should have played more. Also, Nas Reed wasn't having his best games the last 2 games down the stretch as well. I mean, he wasn't his shot wasn't falling. Couldn't really hit nothing from outside. So you try to play Nas Reed more, but you need him for that offensive spark additionally too. But because you also want some defensive help, that's why you play Rudy Gobert in those settings. Because yeah, you'll get some defense from Cat, but you're not really getting the best rim protection from him.
true. Yeah, so that's true. So you kind of already gave your prediction for this series, but who do you think are going to be some X factors in this series between the Celtics and the Mavericks?
The X factors outside of the Kyrie, Luca, Tatum, Brown, you got on Boston side, you got Drew Holiday, Derek White. Those are the two givens. You feel me? Two way guards that can put you in a seatbelt for real. If
Yes,
it
sir.
comes time to and they locked in, they can strap you in. All right, you strapped in. All right. But I'll say the other ones too, man. It's gonna have to be Horford, the bigs, man. For Boston, it's gonna have to be for both teams. Honestly, it's gonna have to be Horford, KP, and then Lively Gafford. I definitely say Lively Gafford have to be the X factors too because they'll take a huge load off of Luca and Kyrie. Just definitely because like Dallas doesn't have a true go-to wing scorer. You feel
Mhm.
me? They don't have a true good. PJ plays the four. He's a corner specialist. Yada yada yada. Cool, but I feel like Lively and Gafford down lower are your X factors for Dallas as well. You got your backcourt X factors for Boston, and you got your front court for
Dallas.
for Dallas. Yeah, man. Just because like they'll be able to. I think that'll keep. That's gonna because Horford's old. Horford not jumping. He's not jumping out the gym with Lively.
No.
He's not He's not jumping out the gym with Lively, man. So yeah, he's going to have Lively stretch out the floor, but like Lively's quick enough to where he can get back if need be. You know what I mean? So yeah, those are my guys because like we're gonna see the alleys, we're gonna see the dump offs. PJ's gonna be PJ. He's gonna sit in that corner. He's gonna shoot 10, 9, 10 threes a game, make either two or he's gonna make seven. You feel me? He's either or with PJ.
Yes.
Either gonna get two threes or you're gonna get 7 threes, man. So it's either or. So those definitely like when it comes to consistent X factors for the series in whole, gotta go that backcourt for Boston and that front court for Dallas.
Sure, I like your X factors. And one thing I'm intrigued to see is I know Dallas, they're going to try to get Al Horford in the ball screen with Luke and Kyrie because the
Yep,
Pacers were putting
definitely.
Al Horford in that ball screen and it was getting ugly.
Barbecue chicken alert, baby. Barbecue
So,
chicken alert.
so Luke and Kyrie, they're going to single out Al Horford, especially
hmm
in them clutch moments. He probably can't be on the floor because they are going to go at him every time.
They literally are. Yeah, you're gonna have to play small ball. You're gonna have to run with KP at the five and just have to go like a Drew, Derek, Tatum, Brown, KP lineup, like to close it out if
Yes.
you really want to do it, because you're gonna have to strap them boys up if you want to for real. Because Luka and Kyrie, they're gonna be them closers. Either one gonna have the ball in their hands. So
And also, I'm intrigued to see. I feel like Brown he did this a lot in one of their matchups in the regular season. he singled out Luca in one of their matchups. I think it was when they played in Dallas, and he just cooked Luca over and over again.
Yeah, he did.
So
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see how Luca responds to that because I feel like Brown and Tatum they're going to try to get Kyrie and Luca in foul trouble and try to get them on them because that's a mismatch.
Hmm.
If they can get Luca and Kyrie on them,
Yep.
and
But
go
I
ahead
will say that Kyrie and Luca have been locked in more defensively in the
for sure.
postseason. So we'll see. We'll see how this bag goes, man. It's gonna be a good series.
Yes, sir. And like you said, the lobs that Kyrie and Luca when they break down the defense to Gafford and Lively, I feel like Boston Bigs they have to make sure they don't get too high up and let
Hmm.
Lively and Gafford get behind them because, like you said,
Yep.
if they throw up a lob and it's Al Horford down there, Al Horford finna get put on the poster. But KP can
Yep.
contest, but Al Horford just gonna
KP
get
can.
dunked on.
Yeah, KP can contest as well, but KP will get put on a poster too.
Yeah, because like
Yep.
you
Him
said,
him and him and Gafford former teammates in Washington, so it's gonna be fun to watch.
yes, sir.
It's the little storylines that match up in this matchup, man. It's the storylines matching up, teammates versus you, former teammates matching up against each other. KP, Gafford, KP, Luca, Kyrie, Tatum, Brown. You feel me? Different things, man. So we got little things heating up around here.
Yes, for sure. And you already know that Boston crowd, they're going to be so vulgar to Kyrie. Oh, it's going to be insane. I
Gonna
think he's
be
going to handle it
insane.
better this time because last time when he was with the Nets, I think it was getting to him because he was doing the middle fingers behind his back and
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of it was because them Boston fans they gonna say everything under the sun to Kyrie.
Yeah, yeah, they're terrible, bro.
Yeah, that's why I can't root for the Celtics because they fan base is just they're different breed of
Mm-hmm.
races.
Yep.
And like you said, I'm intrigued to see if Derek White and Drew Holiday. I know you're not gonna be able to shut down Kyrie and Luca completely, but I'm intrigued to see if they can contain them and kind of slow them down. And I think that's like you said. I think that's gonna be important that the other guys step up for times when the Celtics do have Kyrie and Luca kind of locked down. Washington, Lively, Gafford, the other guys need to step up.
Mm-hmm.
Hardy, and I think Kleber because the Celtics they shoot and make a lot of threes. So I think Kleber's gonna need to kind of get back to form. He's coming off that shoulder injury. They're gonna need him
Yeah.
to pop out and hit some threes in this series. Help out Washington because Boston they're gonna shoot a lot of threes.
Yep, Boston gonna pull it. Mavericks gonna pull it too. Because where is Tim Hardaway hurt?
No, but Hardy has been taking minutes from him.
Okay.
Yeah, but Hardaway will come in, but he's not getting his normal minutes because Hardy has been doing so well off the bench. So,
Yeah. Hmm.
so we have to see. So you already gave your prediction. So I'm agreeing with you. I have the Mavericks winning. Just because Luke and Kyrie, they just on a different level right now.
Man, a different bag, baby.
I'm just very excited because both teams are very good in the clutch moments. So I'm very intrigued to see. I feel like we're going to have some very close ball games, and I'm intrigued to see Luka, Kyrie, or Tatum and Brown. Who's going to win those
Hmm.
matchups?
Yep,
But
me
I
too.
but I definitely I'm going with what I would say is the best backcourt in the league, Luka and Kyrie. I think they have to be aggressive and stay on the tear that they've been on, and um, I definitely think PJ Washington he's going to have to knock down some threes when they kick it to him in the corner to
Hmm.
kind of to keep the defense loose and spread out and not clogged in. Um, and then for the Celtics, I think Drew Holiday's got to keep being aggressive because when he's aggressive, they're a whole different team. And the Mavericks, they're going to need to have other guys contribute because the Celtics are so balanced. All their starters are being double figures. So the Mavericks, they can't just have Luke and Kyrie doing all the work. Other guys are going to have to
Yep.
step up. Um, but yeah, for the main reason I'm picking the Mavericks is Luke and Kyrie. I think they're going to outplay Tatum and Brown.
Exactly. I'm in the same boat. In the
so,
same boat.
so you got Mavericks in 6.
Yeah, Mavs in 6, my boy.
I got Mavs in 7. I think
Okay.
I think we're going 7, but I definitely and I trust Kyrie because he's done it before, and I trust Kyrie more than anybody in the game 7.
Yep,
So
exactly. Kyrie been here. Kyrie won one.
Yeah, so I really hope him and
Mhm.
Luke can get a ring because they've been fun to watch this postseason. So I hope they can cap
Yep.
off their first full season together with a ring.
And I got Mavs and Edmonton Oilers on a parlay to win a championship, so I need this bag.
What's the cash out on it?
It's like 212. You feel me? I put $2 on it.
Okay.
I put $2 on it, so I need $212, baby. We trying to flip that $2.
So I feel you. But Vonnie, I definitely want to thank you for coming on the show, man. It's always fun to chop it up with you. I know we got Bad Boys coming out this weekend. Anything else we need to look out
Bad
for?
Boys 4 on Friday, 7:45. I'm in the theater. I'm in the building, locked in. I'm on my binge. Y'all know how I do. I always watch the movies previously leading up to the new one. We watching Bad Boys 2 tonight. Bad Boys, Bad Boys. Yeah, we got Bad Boys 2 tonight, man. But yeah, after Bad Boys 4, Deadpool and Wolverine in July, then I'll be back for Bel Air, baby. You know, we gotta be back for Bel Air.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
we gotta chop it up for Bel Air, baby.
we'll definitely have to talk about season three when it finishes up in the fall for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All
Definitely.
right, man. But you definitely take care, man, and I'm hoping we have a good finals, man.
Yes, sir. I'll holler at you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Salute.